Hey everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here for a fun layout for the Fake It Till You Make It challenge for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club scrap party from this past weekend. And I am using the inspiration that you can see there. It is a really beautiful layout that I have been wanting to scrap lift forever, and it's kind of just been sitting in my Pinterest waiting to be used, and I decided this was going to be the day to use it. And I'm also going to use one of the leftover papers that I had from my How to Kill a Kit with Style papers. Now, you're not going to really know what I'm talking about right now because that video isn't going to be posted until later on at the end of the week, but I did my Kill a Kit video with what I had created, and then had 3 papers left over that I really wanted to use, one of them being this one, and challenging myself to get them used even though they won't be done necessarily in January. But because I was planning on being done and giving myself the break and everything, and then I had this random inspiration to go ahead and get this done, and it happened to fall in line with the scrap party and everything just worked perfectly. I will tell you, cheating a little bit, because I created this layout and then asked Christina if it fit into anything because I obviously don't get to play this weekend, being as there's a baby. So she's like, yes, this will fit into the Fake It Till You Make It challenge. And the point of that challenge, if you're not a part of the club and are just kind of curious, is to use something, for example, like this pattern paper that looks mixed, like it's been mixed media, like I've done it and I did all that mixed media, but it's not, it's just printed on the paper. Or the same thing with the gold foiling. You could do that yourself, like get gold foil and get all the tools, do it all. Or you could just buy pattern paper that looks like it. So that's kind of the point of the challenge, and this definitely fell in line with that. And I have this photo of my son. He is looking out the window. So 2 summers ago now, I can't believe it's been that long. Oh my goodness. He gets to do summer camp, and Nora was, I guess she would have been like 4 months old. I mean, she was just a baby. And Jackson used to roll down the window, stick his head out, stand, like he would crawl into the front seat and stand there. And because we're always a little bit early to stuff, I can't be late to anything. I have to be early. And he would just stand, put his head out the window, and just say good morning to every single person that walked by. And it was what he did, and he loved it. This day, I happened to be a Friday. I know that because he's wearing his swim trunks, and on Fridays they got to have like it was like their water day. And so he was extra happy that day, and I just love the photo. You can't see his head or anything, but I like it. I like the photo. I like the memory. It's just so very him, and I've been wanting to scrap it for a really long time, and it's nice that I finally got it down. So I'm very excited about that. I'm also trying to use up some scraps. You're going to see me try to figure out my layers, and I kind of struggled with this layout. Like, even though I'm scrap lifting, this layout is, the one that I'm scrap lifting is a very basic layout, which is why I think it's probably so beautiful to begin with, but it didn't give me a ton of direction on what I wanted to do. And as you can see, I've completely transformed it, right? Like, obviously I'm documenting a boy, like the boy version of the layout. And so I started by using my photo as the 4x6. It's not a true 4x6 because I print it, and it's got, like, this was from an Instagram thing, so it kind of cuts up the very top and the bottom, and I think it ends up being like 4x5 probably, or 4x5.5. It just kind of cuts off a little bit. And it's too overpowering because the photo is so big. So I am going to go ahead and trim it down. And what I just ended up doing is I'm going to print the photo itself because I like it as a whole. I like being able to see his little feet and all of that. And so eventually I'll get that printed and put that on top of the one that I trimmed down. But I do trim it down because it becomes just too overpowering and I can't figure out what to do. I try to do these leaves and I don't really like the way that looks, and I don't know. I like the chipboard. I wanted to use those. I like the colors. This is quite monochromatic for me. And I really do like monochromatic layouts. I don't do them a ton, but I do love the way that they look. And then I always try to pop in just like one extra color or something. So another way that you could go ahead and do that, the fake it till you make it, the part of the challenge that this layout is, I've submitted this layout for, is you can see that washi book there. I am going to go ahead and use the pieces that are just pure gold. And again, it's like gold tape, and it's kind of got the same effect as if you were doing like gold foiling or something. So there's multiple ways that you could go ahead and fake it to make a layout look like it if you're intimidated by something like mixed media or something along those lines. There's so many different ways that you can get around that nowadays with all the different collections and options, and don't be afraid to just do that. No one's going to care if you actually did mixed media or not. These are your layouts. They're your works of art, and you do what's in your comfort zone and what's going to work for you. I love this paper because of the fact that it was so mixed media, and it saved me from having to do anything. And I like to do a little bit of mixed media, but like I would never be able to do this. Like this mixed media, like if I went to do it, would not look anything like this. So I need the pattern paper to do its thing, to help me and be able to create different styles and layouts along those lines there. You can see I am going to pick this up. Oh, I can't talk. Pop this photo up with a little bit of fun foam, just trying to give it a little bit of dimension. The word summer is chipboard and it's got some dimension to it, so I need to make sure that there's other parts that have it as well. And I want to put my journaling down at the bottom, and I do write it out in a black pen to begin with, but it kind of, because it's a navy at the bottom down there, you can't really read the black. Like you could, but it's kind of hard, and I do not like the way that it looks. So you're going to see how I fix that in just a moment. And I'm playing around here again. Like I said, I struggled. I knew that the couple elements I wanted to use, but I wasn't really sure how it's going to end up happening. And so what I end up deciding I decide to go ahead and do is I move the word summer down into the arrow itself, and I'm going to add the word taste of, so it says, and I believe I add a little sticker that says hello. So it says hello, taste of summer. And this is why Jackson's summer was like, and so I felt like that worked really, really well. And then I just simply took the caption I put on my Instagram when I posted the photo as my journaling, which says, and so you can see that I've written it down at the bottom now, but I don't like that, so I rewrote it. And all it says is, yep, I'm that mom that lets their kids stick their head out the window and say good morning, and that's just the way it is. It's summer after all. You might as well let them have fun. And that's basically all I put for my journaling. It doesn't need a ton. It's not a huge story, but I love the photo. I want to remember the memory. It was just such a very Jackson thing for him to do. And I like to document when something really shows off, something that is just so one of my children. I really love to document those. And they tend to be like my favorite layouts because they really highlight their personalities and all of that. So that's going to do it. I then add just a few stickers and extra embellishments. I finally kind of get a little bit of a flow, and I'm going to use an arrow and a little cluster here with a camera, one that says LOL, because it is funny that he did this, and then a sticker that says something, I think, about adventure because it was summertime. And then I try to fit this arrow and I struggle with it, but it ends up going right where you see it there. I'm going to cover that up with another embellishment too. I add a couple hearts, so that blue heart there, and then I add a black heart at the top. And then just to finish it off, you'll see in the final finished layout, I do add a couple sequins just so that there's something else there. I felt like it was missing something, and the sequins really helped to kind of just finish it off. And then a little tab, and I'll put the date. And that does it. So it was a really, really simple layout. I just happened to struggle with it. And that happens sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you'll have a look at my finished layout. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I will see you soon with another video. Take care, everyone.